FTX set off a bomb in the crypto space, but what comes next is where the fun is. I'm Busy NFT, you're watching all things Web3. The FTX headlines are bad, really bad. One of the most prominent crypto exchanges over-leveraged, misusing customer funds, and the ultimate rug pull ensued. Now we're hearing that a lot of other exchanges were invested in FTX, and they're not getting their money back either. You've heard it said 1,000 times, but could this be it? Is this the end of crypto? Now, I have a few reasons to think this isn't the end, but there is a big shift coming. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing down below and supporting this channel. And to show you my appreciation, here's a one-liner from a great movie.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Now, one of my main reasons for believing that crypto isn't going anywhere anytime soon is the huge investments that big businesses are pouring into Web3. I did an entire video on how companies like Disney, Walmart, Meta, and Nike are pouring tons of money into the metaverse. To be fair, Meta lost $9.4 billion with its metaverse division this year, but Zuckerberg is doubling down. He could be wrong, but he's got a lot of money to be wrong with, and he's not the only one. Nike just announced they've selected the Polygon chain for their Web3 experiences. Last week, JP Morgan received US trademark protection for their crypto wallet project. The company is planning crypto payment processing, currency exchange, and financial services for the Web3 space. What's interesting to me is the duplicity of statements we see out there from big business leaders. Charlie Munger of Berkshire Hathaway has said that digital currencies are a malicious combination of fraud and delusion. But his company has $1 billion invested in a digital bank that focuses specifically on crypto. From billionaire John Paulson to economist Nouriel Roubini, there are many crypto critics telling you it's all a scam. Okay, that's fair. You can have your opinion. But then why is the huge investment firm Man Group in launching a new crypto hedge fund? And then there's Cathie Wood calling for $1 million Bitcoin in 7 years.
You're going to hold to your Bitcoin forecast for, $1 million per coin by 2030. That still feels good to you?
Yes, we think Bitcoin is coming out of this smelling like a rose because of what I have mentioned previously.
And why is the Federal Reserve, along with MasterCard, Wells Fargo, and others, testing a digital currency in the crypto space right now? Which leads me to point 2, the government is pushing crypto regulation and digital currency louder than ever before. The spectacular fall of FTX and possibly more on the way, calls are growing for crypto regulation. Even the President of the United States is calling for more regulation. The current administration's effort to regulate crypto involves the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. We discussed part of this last month. Basically, the SEC is working on classifying NFTs and digital tokens. If they're considered securities, they'll have to follow tax and disclosure laws like normal stocks do. Additionally, moving to the digital dollar would give the government more control over the American economy and likely put them on the bleeding edge of the global economy. But the US isn't the only one. Other nations like Russia and Japan are looking into digital national currency, and more are likely to follow suit. So while there are plenty announcing the death of Bitcoin and crypto, behind the scenes, things are moving toward more adoption. That said, there are still some dominoes left to fall. The current outlook for the US economy indicates a strong recession is coming, and other countries are already in one. Many of the indicators and charts that economists look at are showing bad signs, and inflation is still at nearly 8%. And the full scale of the FTX problem isn't known yet, and other large hedge funds like Sequoia Capital and Grayscale are making the market nervous. So what does this all mean? Well, I think over the next 2 quarters, we still have further to fall before we see the bottom for Ethereum and Bitcoin, likely due to macro concerns. Everything's crashing! But there's too much money, time, and energy being put into the crypto space for it to stay down for long. I'm looking for an entry point based on price or time. Let me explain. Now, this isn't financial advice and you should do your own research, but I still firmly believe that we're going to see ETH below $800 and Bitcoin below 15,000. But if not, I'm looking to buy between March and June of next year.
Springtime, the only pretty ring time, birds sing, hey ding, a ding a ding.
I think all the pieces will come together by then for the full-blown recession that we've been hearing about. So we could see the entry point that I've been looking for. But I also think that when government regulation actually hits, it will be too late to jump in and capture the value. The reason I think this is because when institutional investors get the regulation they need to meet their compliance demands, I think they're going to dive into crypto investments, and it's going to drive the price so high, you and I won't be willing or able to pay for it. Bitcoin could go to $1 million like Kathy Wood predicts, or it could all be a scam. I didn't forget. Web3 is the future. Book games is forever. See you next time, guys.